I got Bob here with us today, coming in, hanging out with Mr. Bob Ross. I say we get started. How about you? I say we get started. And as I'm shuffling these cards, I just want to remind you, okay, this is the last live I'm going to do, maybe for a while, not forever, but I'm going to go back to just recording and posting them. So the cool thing about the live is that you are, one of you at least, is going to get a chance to get a card pulled just for you. So stick around and perhaps you shall be the lucky winner. But let's kind of tune into, I got a lot of energy this morning. I'm going to kind of stretch it out a little. Just get centered. Always a good time for a breath. Always a good time to take a big deep breath. All right, Mr. Bob Ross. Let's see what message he has for us this weekend. What do you got for us, Mr. Ross? What do we need to know to have a beautiful, glorious, creative weekend? Oh, here we go. All right, here we are. And it says, and the more that you paint, the more that you are able to visualize. Nine of Hearts. The more that you paint, the more that you are able to visualize. You know, I've been thinking a lot lately about how our creative process and pursuits and journey create us at the same time, right? It's this very dynamic, mutual relationship as you create your art and as you go through the ups and the downs of that experience. You too are being transformed and created. And I feel like Mr. Ross is letting us know that the more we do it, right? And you don't have to just paint, you know, this is universal. The more you create, the more you're able to visualize, the more clear you get on what you love, on what lights you up, on even some of your blocks, right? Because as you're creating, as you're pushing yourself to higher and greater levels, it causes a little bit of resistance inside sometimes. And so, again, our creative process is this unfoldment that also gives us the opportunity to really refine our vision of the future and visualize what's possible. This is the Nine of Hearts or the Nine of Cups. And here's the funny thing. I did not plan this, trust me. But the Nine of Cups, let me turn my camera around, is like the background on my computer. This is the card version of the Nine of Cups from the Fountain Tarot. And I love that card. I love that card, especially for creatives. I call him the happy merchant. And the reason he's so happy, get this, has nothing to do with the fact that he sells his cups. It has nothing to do with the fact that people want to buy his creations. Nothing. It has nothing to do with it. It all has to do with the fact that he loves what he created so much that he could truly give two shits if anyone buys it, because he loved making it. He loved it before, he loved it during, and he loves it after. And that, I'm getting like full body shivers. That's the power. That's the power of our true, authentic creativity. When we can really sit in that and love what we do so unconditionally. It's very powerful. And when you can love your stuff so unconditionally, you're able to truly visualize what's possible for you, because at that point you realize, oh, I'm fucking limitless. There's nothing that I can't do. So the more that you paint or create or sing or dance, whatever you do to express your joyful heart, the more you're able to visualize what's really possible for you. So maybe spend some time. I'm feeling called to tell you to spend some time this weekend, obviously creating if you can, but also visualizing what's possible for you. What could this creative journey, where might it take you? And really try to throw off any expectations based on past experience, and really allow yourself to feel into it. Maybe even paint that, right? Paint the feeling of your potential. Paint the feeling of where you might be. I just recently did a post on like 10 check-ins you should do mid-year as a creative. Check it out. There's some great journal prompts in there. But our creative practice is meant to be a source of great growth. It is our journey, right? And that's what's going to help us. The more we lean into it, of course, that's what's going to help us really visualize what's possible for us. So take some time to check in this weekend and see what your creation wants to tell you about what's possible for you. Yeah, that's great. That's a good one. I love that. Bob always comes through with something unexpected. I never know what's gonna pop up, and you know, it's so powerful, really, truly, once you can start loving your creations without any expectation of external reward. It's just the most freeing thing. And the funny thing is, like, that's when the rewards start coming in, right? And it makes sense from an energetic standpoint. If what you be is what comes. It's really simple. But it's hard at the same time. So, okay. Well, remember I said that one of you would get the opportunity to have a card pulled just for you. And we are going to do that, but before we do that, I just want to give those of you who haven't seen and haven't gotten an opportunity to take a sneak peek at what's actually inside the Creative Rebirth Chakra Healing Program that I won't shut up about, because it's so amazing. And I know that some of you here are already a part of it, and I am so glad and ready to get to work next week. But we still want to leave the door open and leave some space for some more beautiful souls to join us. And so with that, I want to just give you a little peek. I already have it up on my computer. And my room, I'm rearranging my space so that I can do more and be more, right? So this is a little peek inside of the portal once you're signed in. The Cycle of Creative Flow is actually a bonus class that you'll get instant access to, and it's really good. That's going to tell you all about how to remain heart-centered as you move through the ups and downs of your journey, as well as how to move through the most common blocks that come up for you during the creation process. So it's really handy. Once you get those kind of foundational things down, you will have the ability to move forward pretty easily. So we've got some cool modules here and a ton of materials to go through, and this is just the overview, y'all. Like we haven't even gotten into the specific chakras yet. This is just the overview. So this program is really rich in content, and it's all self-paced. Okay, so don't let the amount of content overwhelm you. It's all self-paced. So you're gonna set your own schedule, what works for you. I just want to show you the community real quick. This is our private space. Think of it like our own Facebook, our own social media. Some folks already going in there saying hello. I love it. But I wanted to give us a space more private than like a Facebook group. Not everybody has Facebook, and then, you know, your mom's on there, and it's just like weird to be talking about your private stuff on there. So I'm really excited about the community, and one of the things I wanted to mention about it is that fact that the deadline is coming up, right? The enrollment deadline is going to be next week, June 22nd, which is Tuesday. That's the last day we're taking enrollments. And the reason that I'm cutting it off is because I really want to kind of close this container and carry these babies, these beautiful creative souls, to the finish line in a very focused and kind of contained and protected space. And then in the future, maybe 6 months or so down the line, once we're all feeling really good about our progress, we can welcome in some new folks into the mix. So that's the reason why I'm cutting it off and not just letting people come in willy-nilly. So we really want to focus, and we really want to have this first initiation cohort feel really safe and nurtured. So that's the reasoning for that. But I do have a little surprise to tell you about. I am running another 24-hour flash sale. So if you are interested in signing up for the program, I'm going to give you half off, okay? Half off the pay in full price. So if you go to the page on my bio and you go to sign up and pay in full for the year, you're going to receive half off with the coupon that I'm about to give you, which means that you will pay about $10 a month. I think it's a little bit less than that once it's all said and done. So really, I mean, that's less than your Netflix. And what we're doing here, I think, is a lot more important than Netflix, although there's some great stuff on there too. I don't want to knock, you know, any of those creations that are out there, but we're really interested in some deep healing work. And if you feel like now is the time and you're really being called to do this, then I want to open the door and welcome you and not allow price to be a barrier. So if you do sign up and pay in full today, you're going to get half off the price, which is over $100 off. And then I'm also going to provide anyone who pays in full with a 30-minute reading. So if you love the Bob Ross stuff, this is going to be that on steroids, because I am going to sit with your energy for a full 30 minutes. All my card decks, I'm going to pull out all the stops and give you a really rich reading to slingshot you through your journey so that you have a good, solid compass directional point of focus. So again, pay in full, 50% off, plus a free 30-minute reading with me. Here is the magic word that will get you that price. It is Bob Ross 618. That's today's date, 6/18. So it's Bob Ross 618. If you have any problem using the coupon, please reach out to me immediately and let me see if I can get that fixed up for you. But it is Bob Ross 618. Okay, so that is good through tomorrow, and then it will expire. So make sure that you sign up as soon as possible. Now, here is the moment you've been waiting for, your opportunity to get a card pulled just for you. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna think of a pop quiz question, so be at the ready, because whoever answers correctly first in the comments is going to get the card pulled for them. And the question is, what is the last day to sign up for the Creative Rebirth Chakra Healing Program? Who can tell me that? What is the last day? You can say the date, you can say the day of the week, whatever you remember. Were you listening? Ah, 6/22! Woo, woo, woo! That is correct. Great job. All right, Stumbling Stories is here with us. You are gonna get a card pulled just for you, my love. My love, thank you for being here. First and foremost, thank all of you. And before I pull this card, this special card for our friend here, I want to just remind you that as part of this creative community, we are all at some level resonating at the same frequency. That's why you're here with me. That's why you feel what I'm talking about and you understand what I'm talking about. So, with that being said, the message for our beautiful soul sister or brother here is that you might also be impacted and feel connected to this message, okay? So we are going to pull a card. And Stumbling Stories, I would like you to place your hand on your heart and let's just connect, me and you, for just a moment. Big deep breath. And whatever message you have on your heart, just imagine you gifting that to your higher self to send over my way so we can receive the perfect message. And I'm going to give thanks to Mr. Bob Ross for sharing those words of wisdom with us and with you. Here we go. What message do we have? First, what do they need to know? What do they need to know? Do this to me every time I pull a card for an individual person. I want to cry. It says, you have to allow the paint to break to make it beautiful. You have to allow the paint to break to make it beautiful. This is the 9 of Spades or the 9 of Swords, which makes me feel like you might have something really heavy in your heart. Something that's been worrying you or stressing you out or causing you a lot of mental anguish, uncertainty, not knowing what to do or how to fix it or make it go away or if it's ever going to change. You have to allow the paint to break to make it beautiful. Sometimes the chaos and the crumbling that we experience is making way for something better and more beautiful and unexpected to come through. It isn't a punishment, it isn't the universe torturing us. It isn't, something we're flawed with, inherently flawed and unfixable. It isn't any of those things. It's a opportunity to truly surrender to the process of growth. I'm visualizing in my mind's eye a little baby bird trying to hatch from an egg. It's gotta crack the shell to get out. It could be the most beautifully painted egg. And it's gonna have to get cracked and crumble in order for that baby bird to emerge and start flapping its wings and start learning to fly. And that there's power in accepting the different phases of the process, right? Which is kind of what we talked about with the first card. We talked about how the journey, how the journey is growing you as you are, creating you as you are creating the art. And part of the process, there kind of comes a point where something's got to give in order to move to the next level, in order to grow. And so if you're experiencing that, or anyone else tuning in, you have to allow the pain to break to make it beautiful. And it will be beautiful. It will be beautiful. And I just realized they're both 9s. Look at that. We got 2 9s. How awesome is that? 9 is like almost at the finish line. 9 is really close to completion. You're almost there. You're almost there. You're almost there. Just hang on. You're almost there. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed those messages, and I hope that you have a beautiful, fabulous, creative, or maybe you're burnt out and you want to rest, restful, whatever you need, do it. Allow yourself to move through the phase of the creative journey that you are on right now. Allow it to be okay, and watch what happens. I am so glad. I am so glad. And then, just as a reminder for those of you watching and who are ready to take this leap into the Creative Rebirth program, I'll remind you one last time of that code that'll be good through tomorrow for 50% off when you pay in full. Plus, you will get a free 30-minute reading from me, just like this, but even better. And it's Bob Ross 618. Bob Ross 618. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being devoted to your heart, to your art. That's what it's all about. I'll see you again very soon. Bye, loves. Have a great, wonderful day.